Guys, welcome back to the channel, and I'm reacting to the news that Leicester City have been deducted 6 points in the Championship. It's been a long time coming. We thought it could be up to 9 points, maybe even more than that. It is 6 points, and they've accepted that points deduction for those financial misdemeanors. And where does it leave Leicester? If you've been watching the channel for a little while, or you've been watching what I've been saying on the Sportsman title, you'll be knowing that I've said Leicester could get relegated this season, and now it looks like it could become a reality. It leaves them, let's have a look at the table, in a really, really precarious position. They are now level on points with Blackburn Rovers and West Brom, who are in the bottom three, on 32 points. This is a club that is not going in the right direction at all. I'm not just talking about the table, I'm talking about the atmosphere amongst the fans. We've seen some of the fans not even turn up for home games. I understand their frustrations and what they're going through. We're looking at players who can't seem to get going, and they can't seem to play for the manager. Marti Cifuentes has now lost his job, and they look to be in a real pickle. I mean, you look at that bottom three, we know Sheffield Wednesday have already gone down. There's not much point talking about them. You look at Oxford United, who have picked up a little bit under Matt Bloomfield. They are now 5 points behind Leicester and have a bit of work to do, but it's not unachievable for them to get out of the bottom three. West Brom, I mean, what on earth's going on there? They are in massive trouble this season. And you just look at Eric Ramsey in charge of that football club right now, and you wonder if he is actually the man who can turn it around, or if they've made a mistake replacing Ryan Mason with a manager who's so young and so inexperienced. They had some really disappointing scenes at full time at Portsmouth. Isaac Price going over to the fans and looked really angry, and the fans showing their frustration, rightly so as well, after that performance, where I think they had one shot on target and an XG of about 0.09. It was ridiculous, that display, as they lost 3-0 to a Portsmouth team who now look like they will climb away from the bottom three up to 33 points. They've got good home form. Fratton Park should be enough to keep Portsmouth up, and Portsmouth are now above Leicester in the league. This has dropped Leicester below Charlton, Norwich and Portsmouth down to 20th place. And I know they've got good individual players. We talk about Mavadidi, we talk about Abdul Fattah as one of the best wingers in the Championship. We know we like Jordan James, he's a good midfielder. But these are players who haven't done it, and they haven't shown that they have the stomach or the fight to keep Leicester in this division, which now we know they are in. You know, they're going to finish nowhere near the playoffs. They are in a battle to stay in the Championship. Can they do it with these players who haven't turned up? Abdul Fattah, we talked about at the start of the season, scored some wonderful individual goals, scored some amazing late goals as well, but he hasn't done it enough. He just isn't turning up on a frequent basis. Jordan James has been good. Steffi Mavadidi, barely noticeable, if I'm honest, this season from the left wing. And then you're looking at Mongo, the youngster, on the left wing as well to rotate with him, and he's still very raw. Up front, Ayew probably doesn't offer enough in terms of goals, and the number 9 issue with Patson Daka as well is that they don't offer enough goals as a number 9 in the Championship, which you simply have to do. And elsewhere in the squad, it just doesn't look like a team that is capable of avoiding the drop. Dare I go that far? This team has been rotten this season. This club looks like it's rotten as well. And it is very conceivable to see Leicester going down this season, which brings me actually onto their upcoming fixtures, because they are entering a really rough period, including this weekend's game at Birmingham City. I mean, kicking off there, Birmingham, I think, have lost one game at home all season. Their home form is absolutely wonderful. In fact, let me have a look at it. 7 wins, 6 draws, 1 defeat at St Andrews this season for Birmingham. And they are a really tough place for Leicester to go. How will this squad react to getting 6 points deducted and now being level on points with the relegation zone? Can you see them coming together and fighting this? I don't think so. It's so difficult to see them getting together and getting going, especially with the manager situation. It looks like Andy King's going to stay in charge for a little bit more. You can't see any movement with their new manager market. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. Do you think a manager is even going to come in and take this Leicester City job with the position they currently find themselves in? So we start there. Birmingham away. They're probably going to lose that game on paper, aren't they? And they could be in the bottom three if results go against them after the weekend. But after that, it doesn't improve much. Tuesday night, they've got Southampton at home, who have been completely hit and miss under Tom Derecker, but have a very good squad. Then they play them again in an FA Cup game they could probably do without, away from home at St Mary's. Then it's Stoke away, who have got one of the best defences, if not the best defence, in the Championship, and they're looking pretty decent under Mark Robins. They need to pick up their form back up to get back in the playoff picture, but it's not an easy game away at Stoke. Then it's Middlesbrough away, who are the best team in the Championship as we record. 5 wins in a row under Kim Helberg, absolutely flying in the form table. I think they're averaging nearly 2 points a game in the last 15 matches. Can you see Leicester getting anything at Middlesbrough or at Stoke? Maybe a point at the very, very best. Then they've got Norwich at home, who are one of the best teams in the league under Philippe Clement, averaging playoff form really in the last few weeks. Norwich will probably go there and beat them. Then it's Ipswich away, and Ipswich are one of the best teams in the Championship, and hopefully by then they will have picked up a bit of form and got some wins together. And then we come to Bristol City and QPR at home, where it softens a little bit, but we're looking at a run here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, 6 league games, 1 cup game, where it's quite difficult to see Leicester amassing more than a handful of draws. They're probably going to lose the majority of those games. And you come to the start of March there, the 10th of March, where they host Bristol City. Leicester will probably be, realistically, in the bottom 3 by the time that game comes around. And then you're looking at 10 fixtures left to save their season and save their survival. We saw Luton back-to-back relegations. Shock came from absolutely nowhere. Nobody saw it coming. We thought Luton would be at the top of the league, and they suffered, the humiliation of back-to-back defeats with all their riches from the Premier League. Leicester, slightly different circumstances, but could we see back-to-back Premier League right through to League One relegations for 2 seasons on the bounce? It's remarkable, really, when you think about it and put it that way. They need the right managers to come in. They do need the right manager to come in and try and save them. That is a massive, massive thing that needs to happen. And maybe they'll go for someone with a lot of experience or a former manager. I know Nigel Pearson's name's been thrown about recently, and I think they could do with someone who knows the club and can come in and galvanise them a bit, because a couple of the other names in the frame right now are Andy King, obviously, Russell Martin. He has a promotion from the Championship on his CV, but in a relegation battle with this squad, would he galvanise them and get enough out of them to keep them in the league? Possibly, possibly not. Gary Rowett, that is a sign of the times really for Leicester, isn't it? We know he's a good Championship manager in terms of keeping teams up, and he kept Oxford in the league last season, but are Leicester really going to appoint Gary Rowett, given they were Premier League champions 10 years ago? He's not that fashionable. Skabala as well. Chris Coleman in there. Vitor Pereira. Enzo Maresca's in there, which is just surely never going to happen. And then you're looking at Alan Sheehan, Lee Carsley, Ralph Hasenhüttl, and Nigel Pearson. I don't know. I don't know if any of those managers scream survival expert, apart from Gary Rowett, and I'm not sure they've got the commitment to back Gary Rowett to keep them in the division and really go for his style of football. There's a lot going wrong at Leicester right now, and even as a Coventry fan, I do feel a little bit for them, because we've been down the leagues and gone through it, but ultimately I've called this from fairly a long way out that they could go down this season. Now it's 6 points instead of 9. It actually helps them out. If it was 9 points, their odds for relegation would go through the floor. I will quickly take a look at the Championship relegation odds for you as well to see where we are at, because I'm sure they have moved in lieu of this news. Leicester have now gone to 7-4 to be relegated, which is less than Portsmouth, who are 9-4. Blackburn still marginally ahead of them at 6-4. So we've got obviously Sheffield Wednesday down, not offering odds on that. Oxford 1-4 to go down, and then it is a coin toss really between Blackburn and Leicester right now, with Portsmouth just ahead of them. West Brom still 4-1, which feels like potentially good value, but they've got a decent squad. Leicester have a very good squad as well, but they've not been able to put anything together this season. I am seriously concerned for them. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Could Leicester City really get relegated this season and suffer back-to-back relegations? It would be quite something for you. And who do you want to see come in as the next Leicester City manager? That's all from me on today's video, and I'll see you next time. Please do make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time, guys.